What it do, people? Um, this is episode 4 of the Chow and Dimes podcast. Today, our topics are going to include Call of Duty, which is a great topic, and
Next
yeah,
COD that's coming out as well, we'll talk about too. But basically COD in general, just
Yeah.
like what's been going on with COD past few years. So, man, there's fuck ton we could talk about. Literally because of just how we've seen it progress over the years
I mean,
and
bro,
how it's become within the past like 3 or 4 years. It's not good in our opinion. So,
God.
what's the first thing that comes to your mind
When it
when you
comes to
think
COD?
nowadays?
Just repetitive. It's the same thing. You know, I remember when we were younger, it was like, oh, COD's just the same thing every year. But it's like now it's something where, I made this point before. How many times can I get excited about Captain Price? How many times can I get excited about Shipment coming to the game? How many times can I be excited about Ghost and Makarov and Shepard and all these characters that they've had for 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
More than that, probably.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
been
really know,
15.
but
Modern Warfare 2 in 2009, so that's like 14 years ago.
goated.
Yeah, go to game. So that's the first COD I really was, started with, I guess.
Mm.
And then obviously the Black Ops series, Black Ops 1, then Modern Warfare 3 a little bit, Black Ops 2, then all the movement CODs, the jetpack CODs came out, which some of them are good. Like Black Ops 3 was good.
I didn't play any of the movement CODs. Like
Really?
Advanced Warfare to Advanced Warfare. Like the last Call of Duty that I remember buying was Ghost during that time period was
Yeah.
Ghost. And I remember after a month, didn't like the multiplayer. I thought the campaign was shite.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
remember returning it in a month and saying, I think I'm good on this series. And then,
Ghost was bad though.
dude, and then Advanced Warfare came out, and I was like, I'm not a big fan of like futuristic shooters. Well, not that I wasn't at the time. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I didn't buy Black Ops 3. I have Black Ops 3 now because of zombies, but other than that, I mean, I didn't really want to play Call of Duty. It just wasn't like that. It's like how it is now. I don't really have this. I don't come home and be like, wow, I can't wait to go home and play COD. Like, no, it doesn't.
Is that more or less us getting older, you think, or is that more of the game changing
I think
over
for
time?
I think
or you
for
think it's a
me,
mix?
I think for me at least, it was just there's elements of this game. There's elements of the newer games that I'm not a big fan of. I'm not going to sit here and bitch and moan about the skill-based matchmaking. Everyone is going to talk about that,
Yeah.
even though it's more.
It sucks, but they had to do it. Every game does it now, so.
But I'm not going to sit here. But there's little things. The fact that in the older games, if you wanted to go play gun game, you just went into a different party game playlist. Now we get gun game once every 3 months, and it's a lackluster version of gun game.
Yep. Yep. Let me see, because I do want to talk about the new COD that's coming out.
I'm gonna be blunt with you, brother.
We'll talk about.
I saw the reveal trailer and
Yeah.
then the Makarov reveal trailer. That's
Makarov's
the
in it.
extent of my knowledge. And to be very honest with you, this is just me. This is how I feel.
Yeah.
I will not be pre-ordering the game. I won't be buying the game. In my head, I always said, especially with Call of Duty, the first month of the game when everyone's in the honeymoon phase, when they're like, oh, this game is amazing, it's the best COD ever, blah, blah, blah. And then about 2 weeks after the honeymoon phase, everyone's like, well, this game kind of has some issues. You're the guinea pig. In my opinion, I don't want to be the guinea pig player. If I'm going to be the person that pays $70 for the game, it's kind of like what I was talking about last episode with the justifying the price tag.
Yep,
is what I'm
gotta
getting
justify
at
it.
the moment of me paying my money sufficient enough for me to say I can see myself pouring time into
And this COD is going to be 70, I know. But all games are going to 70.
Easily.
That's a good point, though, you made, because last COD, Modern Warfare 2, bought the game, because I like Modern Warfare 2019. I did. And I bought the game, played it for maybe 4 hours total, and then never played it again. And the big issue with that game was that they changed a lot from Modern Warfare 2019. Mm-hmm. And I like the movement and stuff from Modern Warfare 2019, but they got rid of Red Dot. The maps weren't as good. The movement was a little bit more clunky, but pretty much the same, just a little more clunky. And the game, I don't know. It just was way too repetitive, that game in particular. I know 2019 was fun, also because of Warzone came out. I mean, that was huge as well.
Of course.
So, but
I mean, Warzone was also just a product of the fact that everybody was locked in their houses for the lockdown. And
yeah. True.
I firmly
So
believe that's why
that.
the game
Yeah.
became so big as it was. Because if any other game had the same issues that that game has, and I won't get into that, but the one biggest thing is, how come the game was out for over a year and it didn't have an anti-cheat? How come there are still people who talk about having an anti-cheat? Really. They talk about having an anti-cheat, but yet I still hear about cheaters in the game. Well, then again, I'm so detached from Call of Duty, I don't even know anymore.
Well, let me talk about some stuff about the new COD, and I want to get your opinion on it.
Hit me with it.
So, I'll just go down the line here. There'll be a new Warzone map. They didn't really bring up anything yet, but yeah, I mean, but that's aside. We got Warzone out of the way, so Warzone's out of the way. And another thing too, this is made by Sledgehammer Games. They're the sole creator or dev, I should say, of this game, and they main dev for Advanced Warfare, World War II, and Vanguard. Me personally, not the best CODs. And I know that Sledgehammer isn't that great, but World War II is good. But I mean, we'll talk about. You want to bring up World War II? Your opinion on that?
Well, I don't even think World War II is necessarily a bad game. It was just more of like
not finished.
Fortnite.
Fortnite
killed
Fortnite came
that
out.
game.
Yeah, that's a great point. I forgot about that. So
that game had the
Sledgehammer,
Fortnite effect.
It did. Sledgehammer Games is lead developer, so that could be questionable. So multiplayer wise, let me see this. So this is interesting. All Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps are going to be in the game at launch.
Oh, great. More recycled content that they're going to pass as new content.
Apparently, it's been 14 years, so they could get away with it. But people like us who are 25, you know, I mean, we wanted Modern Warfare 2 remastered, so this is their way of getting away with that, I think.
But the thing is that those maps aren't going to play the same way that they did before.
If they have doors, which might happen again, if they add doors still, they won't play the same. Let me
just roll my eyes so I can see the back of my brain.
Yeah, literally. So,
and here's another thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Going on that point, I can't believe I remember this. I really can't. But do you remember Modern Warfare 2 2009? Obviously, you remember Terminal. Mm-hmm. Do you remember where the bombs were in Search and Destroy? The A bomb and the B bomb?
Yeah, one was right above the escalator, I think, and the other was by the like entrance where the plane is.
Yes.
In that little area. Yeah.
Little tidbit of advice. I don't know if anyone's playing Modern Warfare 2 or not today and playing Search on it, but if you don't have lightweight, and you're at the B bomb,
yep,
and they plant A, I'm pretty sure you don't have enough time to get there and defuse it if you don't have lightweight.
I mean, well, that being said, they are adding back Ninja. So there is going to be dead silence in the game as a perk.
You mean the thing that they should have done
many CODs ago? Well,
the thing they should have done,
CODs.
You know, fucking 4 years ago, and they were like, oh, we're going to change it because, you know, change for the sake of change is always a great thing, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, so what do you think of Ground War though in 2019? Because it wasn't the same.
The big 25
big Ground War maps. Yeah,
it was a wannabe conquest from Battlefield.
Exactly. So that's coming back, but they got 3 new maps for that too. See, I hope so these are all 6v6 maps, the 2009 remastered maps, and I think they're adding a couple of new maps, but so I think there's 16 2009 remastered maps. And then I think they're adding newer maps throughout the life cycle of the game. And then 3 Ground War maps and 1 War game mode map. I forget what that game mode was.
World War II.
Was it the World War II game mode?
You remember
that was fun
then. It had like 3 game modes and the bomb's been planted on the ammo supply. That's where that's from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that game was fun. I actually did like that. But World War II, it worked because of the maps were sick. So that could be a really fun game.
Even though they're going to fuck it up and make it 6v6 and then realize halfway through the game's life cycle, they're going to be like, oh, we should make this 9v9 or 10v10.
That would be terrible.
It's going to happen, bro. We've been playing COD long enough where I could see that happening without even like batting an eye.
Oh, my God. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. But
Hey, they
map
won't-
voting's back. That's good.
Another feature that they got rid of for the sake of change.
But a lot of these features are things we've wanted that they're finally bringing back after all these years. So
it only took
we'll
them
see what
3
happens,
years to
but-
do the thing that the community's been asking for forever.
yeah,
What's
100,
next?
150. What?
I was gonna say, what's next?
Oh,
You're gonna tell me
150 HP
you're
is
gonna tell me
next.
they have the red dots on the mini map
Yes.
now?
Well, that's coming back. 150 HP though.
So you're telling me I won't have to use a fucking compass to find where people are now, where they are now?
But that's been that is just like they should have had that, and it is what it is.
promotes
They
people
should have
to
had that a
move.
while back. Yeah.
Move or use a silencer.
They needed that for the old maps though, because those maps are small and they can get hectic. But yeah, that 150 HP movement systems changed from 2019 in Modern Warfare 2. Slide canceling is an actual mechanic now. They actually introduced it back and made it so that way it's actual mechanic. I don't know if it's like the trick with their controller, how you like press.
They should do what they did with Cold War.
But I don't know. See, I don't know how that's gonna be. There's no real news on how the new movement system is gonna be. Tac sprint's back. It's gonna be different based on what gun you have. So if you have a heavier gun, the tac sprint's gonna be slower, which I like. So SMGs will be faster, LMGs slower. I don't know about snipers.
Kind of like how it was in 2019.
Yeah. They did have that. I don't know if it's gonna be changed a little bit though, but this is what I've seen. Reload cancels fast, and then like I said, slide cancels back. So, yeah.
So they're basically re-adding all features that were in the older games that they took out for absolutely no fucking reason. Now they want to brag about the fact that they're bringing them back.
Well, that's what the new devs. I mean, they change things like crazy. I mean,
Bro, it's
they
like-
can't figure out a system anymore.
Bro, it's like me taking your drink and then like sitting on it for like, or putting it back in the fridge for like a day and just being like, oh, here's your drink. You know, it's
Yeah,
something where it's
literally.
like, why would you take it out in the first place?
I
They're
know.
like, oh, we had philosophy changes. No, you wanted to make it to where the brain dead dog shit idiots that play this game with their fucking feet can be successful with this game. Here's a great idea. Here's a crazy phenomenon for all those dog shit morons out there. There is always going to be 1 to 4 guns in Call of Duty that are head and shoulders better than everything else.
Yeah,
Bro,
actually.
Modern Warfare
what?
2019, they nerfed the MP5, no joke, fucking 7 times. It still is the best SMG in the game. Debatable, but
I don't remember, honestly. That's like I said, it's been so long since I played that. But there's no news about how many guns there's going to be.
who the fuck cares? They can sit there and be like, oh, there's going to be 50 guns. People are only going to use like 8 of them. So what's the fucking point?
Well, let me get through the rest of these multiplayer things. So the gear you use determines perks you have access to. So I don't know if, but apparently it should be similar to past CODs in terms of how the perk system works.
Is it going to be like... Is it going to be like in like... Do you remember Black Ops 1 where like if somebody had like, let's say, Ninja or... I think it was Ninja. Yeah, where they like the Ghost equivalent perk for Black Ops. And it was like they were all like... They had like the ghillie suit on. Do you remember that? How like each
Yeah.
perk slot had like a different cosmetic change to it. Is that what they're trying to go for?
Didn't get enough info about that. So that could be a possibility. So that could be a very good possibility, actually. But like I said, Ninja's back, Dead Silence. Possible return of Doors, like I brought up before. And then Zombies is back. They have a Zombies game mode as well coming out.
That I
that's
actually heard about. It's not a round-based experience. It's like apparently it's like Outbreak, but it's like PvE and PvP. And I'm like, dude, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel with zombies? It's quite literally very simple.
Well, Black Ops Zombies has been very different in a good way compared to the Modern Warfare series Zombies, which has never been. Actually, Modern Warfare... No, was it Vanguard? No. World War II. I'm trying to think back of all the Zombies game modes. World War II had a good Zombies game mode. I remembered.
I only played the first map, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
They had good boss battle fights. like
Yo,
multiple.
You remember the first map on World War II
What?
where it was like you had to like walk into like the little area and everything, and you had to like turn on one of the traps, and it was just like a flamethrower, just like straight up, and then there was all like the little like armless things that would just like come out and just like chase you and everything.
Yeah, in that little area.
I always would be like, yo, they're burnt chicken nuggets, man.
Oh yeah.
They're burnt chicken nuggets just running at you.
If it's anything like that zombies in World War II, I think it'll be pretty fun. Honestly, I had a good time with that zombies. But that's like
I just remember running around with a shovel for like the first 6 rounds.
Like I said though, you can't compare those zombies games to Black Ops Zombies games because Black Ops Zombies games are always going to be superior.
They just get it, bro.
They're the OGs of the game mode. They'll always get it. Oh, like you and another thing you mentioned before, Makarov's back. The storylines around Makarov for the campaign.
Oh, great.
So they just released a trailer.
Oh, I'm so excited to see him for the fucking 3rd time.
Yeah, I know. Other than that, I mean, that's really it for the new game. And
did you see the reveal trailer?
Yeah, but it was boring.
It was boring. I didn't see any fucking gameplay in it whatsoever. It was just a bunch of cinematic pieces,
it was
bro.
just the same thing with the Makarov thing.
Yeah, it was literally just the guy who does his mocap walking through like an area with like a prison and shit, and they're just like
exactly
wow.
that. So let me think. So what was the last COD you played that you truly enjoyed? You think?
So the last COD I would say I played OD was probably Cold War, but I didn't play Cold War's multiplayer. I played Cold War Zombies.
Yeah, you played a lot of Cold War Zombies. We played a lot of that. I didn't like Cold War Zombies compared to other Cold War Zombies. I mean, other Black Ops Zombie games, because they made it with the different tiers of weapons so grindy almost. I didn't like that. I didn't like the grindiness to get to these great weapons. I love the randomness of using the box and then, pack a punch on the weapon.
You like spawn in with a weapon that you want.
Yeah, it's that too. I didn't like.
I do have to say, one of these days I'm gonna re-download Cold War, and we gotta do the Marauder Toten Easter egg. That Easter egg is.
Oh, okay. I'd be down for that.
The boss fight, I forget her name. Something's telling me it's like Valentina or something like that. But whoever it is, that boss fight is so good. It's hard, don't get me wrong, but
that's okay. I mean, the harder the better in those games. Because that game in particular, I don't want to say it was easy, but I'm
just so happy I didn't buy Vanguard.
I
said this to you the other day about Vanguard. What they should have done, and it's a problem I have with every Call of Duty, is why does it have to be so realistic? Why?
I know that one in particular was another World War II game.
Could you imagine if, and don't get, this is just a bunch of hypotheticals, but could you imagine if they were just like, you know what, instead of us having them storm the beaches of Normandy for the 8th time, or telling some dog shit story that nobody's ever going to remember after playing it, why don't we do something different? Why don't you make it to where the U.S. took a year or two to enter the war, and instead of fighting a front on the fighting a European front, make it to where the Germans just took over all of Europe, and you're fighting fronts on your own home soil.
Yep.
You know?
What was the game that came out that was kind of like that, where the Nazis won? What game was that?
Wolfenstein?
Yeah. That's it. Yep.
Do like a Wolfenstein type of story.
What a game mode. I mean, what a game in general.
I never played it.
Nick G played it, and he liked it a lot. And I was watching it one time when he was playing it, and the story looked crazy good. So, but otherwise, that's something COD should look into. I don't know if they'll be able to. Maybe there's copyright shit with them. I don't know. But
most people can't copyright strike World War II, but
dude, some things I miss with COD, man.
Me too.
So,
Pro perks.
I was gonna go
Wager
straight to
matches.
gameplay though. I was gonna go straight arcade feeling of games.
Oh yeah.
The OG, the best arcadey games that they've made are Modern Warfare 2, and then Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and then that's pretty much it. After
Modern
that,
Warfare 3 is up.
Modern Warfare 3 is the same as Modern Warfare 2. You're right. And then Black Ops 3 as well. So those were after that. I think they changed engines. Maybe I'm a little off on that, but I think when they changed the engine, everything went to shit in terms of gameplay. I think they overcompensated on movement. Yeah, they just don't care.
They just don't care.
I think but that's the thing I also liked about Modern Warfare 2019 is that instead of them really trying to, I guess, make things realistic, they sped things up. So the movement got sped up. The gunplay got changed. So then the gunplay became more of a recoil-based gunplay, which I liked. And I think they need to stick to that, which I hope they will.
They also made They also made me simply moving with my gun not a chore. I played the Modern Warfare 2 beta when it was free, and the first thing I said to whoever I played it with was, why do I feel like it's such a chore for me to simply move with my gun in my hands?
That's
why.
dumb.
Why? I understand you're
that.
like, oh, I want to go for realism and guns actually have weight. Bro, I'm not trying to play fucking Escape from Tarkov on a Call of Duty, bro. Can you make it to where I can just zoom around the map?
I think let's just pray they do that this game. If we do play it.
I doubt that. Call of Duty sets the standard when it comes to 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Always.
If they can listen to the community, like they don't
give a fuck about the community. They're like, oh, they just bring us money.
But all they have to do is go on Reddit and just read all the shit that everyone hates about.
But they're not going to.
That's all they have to do.
They're going to burn a $100 bill on their fucking cigars and be like, yeah, we fooled them again this year, boys. Let's go get some breast milk from the female employees we have. But then let's ban Nick Merckx because of the fact that he's not okay with... Let me stop. That's not a topic we should be talking about.
That was like... I mean, I support Nick Merckx. Just point that out
I do too.
100%.
I don't think him saying what he did was such a bad thing.
That was such a stupid moment.
Anyway.
But anyway, let's see. So, 9v9 Ground War. That's another thing they got rid of, which I hope they bring back.
9v9 Ground War on 6v6 maps.
And 6v6 maps, exactly.
That's what you need. You don't need Ground War on this giant, elaborate map where if I spend 2 minutes running to the action and then I get sniped in the back of the head by somebody who's just sitting in West Bumblefuck with a sniper,
I know.
And then me be like, wow, I can't wait to run 2 minutes just to find one person that's sitting in a corner.
That's literally the part. Like
I can't.
I don't know how they don't, because they suck at designing maps, though.
Oh yeah,
that's why they can't do
them
this.
Saying that they have 16 remastered maps from from Modern Warfare 2 2009
means
proves
they suck.
that to me. Proves that to me that's them indirectly saying, yeah, we can't make good maps anymore, so here you guys go.
That's literally
Instead of giving you a remaster of the old game, copy paste with a different engine. No, we're gonna make a new game, title it that because we want money.
I think another thing that we need to point out is that the cycle of these games, like since we were kids, 14 years ago, Modern Warfare 2, obviously the same developers or the people that were involved in that development team aren't going to be in the game.
Hell, they didn't
nowadays.
even make Modern Warfare 3 2011.
I know, but I think there's something we have to accept nowadays is that the games aren't going to be the same because the same people don't make the old games that they do. That the games that are being made today, they're just not made by the same people. So,
and that's why I will not be buying this year's Call of Duty. I have no interest to.
Yeah,
I'm going to say
that's just the reality of it, though.
I say this to everyone. Be careful pre-ordering games, especially now, because you don't want to get the game and be like, wow, I paid $60 and the game doesn't even fucking work.
And that's what happened to me last year.
Exactly.
I paid $60, didn't like the game, thought, oh, well.
Wasted money.
I wasted my money there, yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, we're gonna fix all the things. No, you fucking
No, they
didn't.
never changed shit. They actually, said that, oh, yeah, we didn't do shit last game, so we're going to try to make up to it for this game. I don't know. Another thing, too, I hope a good campaign comes out. I do like campaigns, and we brought up Makarov and shit.
Do you remember when the COD campaigns used to be iconic, where us sitting here 14 years later and we could still remember missions? I was actually talking to my dad about this the other day. Do you remember the Modern Warfare 2 2000? I'm just going to start saying MW2, because the one that came out last year, that's not MW2. Fuck out of here if you're going to hit me with that.
It is not.
Do you remember the MW2 mission where you're literally an astronaut in space and an EMP goes off in Washington?
Yes.
That is iconic. There's so much I don't think iconicism is a word, but there's so many missions that are so iconic that if you were to walk up to somebody and just be like, "Do you remember the if they play Call of Duty, obviously, do you remember the mission in Call of Duty where you like scale a mountain and everything?" They'll be like, "Yeah, it's the one at the end of the mission where you take the snowmobiles and you like run off, and you jump off the thing."
Yep.
That's what I miss. Don't get me wrong, I like a lot of things, but you know.
It takes good storytellers to make that stuff.
And I do play the campaigns. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in the campaign sets the tone for the multiplayer. So
100%.
for me at least, Cold War I didn't think had a bad campaign. I don't think it was that at all. But how are you going to sit there and tell me? Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't played a game that's fucking 3 years old. Cold War was like, oh yeah, we have branching storylines, we have everything. No, you fucking don't. The last decision you make in the game, it determines what ending you get. It's literally good ending, bad ending, secret ending. That's it. There's nothing more.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wow, it's different. I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
Yeah, I never played the campaign for that, so.
Modern Warfare 2019, I thought had a pretty good
campaign.
campaign, but I
Yeah.
thought it was painfully short. I thought that campaign should have been at least another 2 or 3 more missions to really flesh it all out.
Yeah, there's the raid mission.
The clean
in the
house mission is
Yeah,
iconic.
That's
probably the
iconic
best
mission.
mission we've gotten that I've played at least for a long time.
Yeah, at least since MW2. Actually, Black Ops 1, I would say. Since Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2. I don't even remember Black Ops 2 campaign, so.
Did you shoot Mason in the head or the leg?
Black Ops 2? I don't remember it, dude. I don't know if I even played it. I think I just played the multiplayer.
I put a fucking bullet in his cranium, bro. I was just like, oh, wow, shoot him in the head.
Oh, man. So, I think both of us would agree on this, that they need to extend the life cycle to 2 years for these games and let them actually get a good 3 to 4 years to build these games. Because right now they're getting mainly 2, because they seem to be switching developers every other year.
But it's also something where developers help out other developers.
They do, but when you have a lead developer, obviously there's going to be things are going to go different.
Like, could you imagine if we gave Treyarch 6 years to make a game?
And imagine if it was shit.
I don't think it would be.
Who knows?
Could you imagine?
They can't make a good game now.
Years.
So.
Cold War is not a bad game. I will die on this hill.
Right.
Cold War is
Cold
not
War's
a
not
bad game.
Cold War is not a bad game. I admit it. But the map sucks.
But Black Ops 4 was a fucking dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. Yeah, that.
Zombies was shit. Blackout was...
Blackout was good. I think Blackout was good.
I only played like 10 matches of it.
I think it was
I think
hard.
we won. I think I played with you and we won the first 2 matches we were in and was just like, yep.
The UI was weird for looting. That's the biggest thing that was off about it.
Thought I had to sneeze, but you know, I just got jebaited crazy.
Yeah, so I think COD's in bad hands, honestly, for
So do
years
I.
to come.
Even if Microsoft, well, I'm pretty sure Microsoft already
They
has
did
it,
buy
but
yeah.
if Microsoft already has it, like what, like for me, you need to sell me on the game. And for me, I don't.
Now they're just selling kids or like people who are new to the game
They're like, oh, the game's broken, but
or
the
casual
store.
people.
Yeah,
Like,
the game is broken, but the store works.
yeah, it's stupid.
Oh, you think that the M4 is the most broken OP shit that's ever been in Call of Duty ever? Well, here's a $24 bundle of things that you don't fucking want.
Well, fuck microtransactions in any game. Period.
I think the
That's just my
system they
point.
have in place now is the best, but it's like you can't think of anything better than a paddle pass.
Fuck a battle pass. That shit's long due.
I'd rather have supply drops that are cosmetic only.
I mean, that shit should be.
Because then I don't have to
cut out
pay
now.
$30 for a skin that I want.
Yeah. Well, what we got? All right, I think we should wrap it up. So. All right. Well, thanks again for watching.
Well, Call of Duty sucks.
And that, yeah.
Newsflash. If you're going to buy Call of Duty, don't. Maybe don't. Use your money however you want. But
Yeah, I agree.
don't be the guinea pig.
Don't be the guinea pig. Don't play the beta if you have access to it. And, oops, we're good. And just don't come to these games, bro. There's better games
Don't buy
out
into
there.
the first 2-week hype. Everyone's going to say it's the greatest COD the first 2 weeks of the game. Give it a month.
Yeah.
But anyway, my peoples, appreciate you for coming out and listening to us ramble about Call of Duty. We probably could have gone on for another fucking 45 minutes, but you know what? We're going to cut it here. It's been real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for tuning in, and this has been the Chow and Dimes podcast. Stay beautiful, my people.
See you next time.